Netherlands beat Morocco. Oh, excuse me, Morocco beat the Netherlands.
Yeah!
What am I saying? What am I saying? What am I saying? Morocco beat the Netherlands on penalties. Off to a flying start here for this scoreline. It's late, but what a day of football it was. From Brazil getting through ahead of Japan, from Germany getting knocked out at the hands of Paraguay, and now Morocco getting it done against Netherlands in a penalty shootout in a game. I'd be curious for your perspective, guys. Is this a game that you guys think that Morocco deserved to win in the end?
Yeah, listen, I'll begin. I just thought this was a game for the ages. We love this beautiful game. We love the FIFA World Cup. We love the experiences that it's already given us, the stories, the moments that it's provided. I mean, the stories off the field have been just as beautiful as the stories on the field. And now we're in the knockout stages. The stories on the field mean so much more. And I thought every single player, from Morocco to the Netherlands, from start to end, the players who began the game, the players who ended the game, it was absolutely on point. Goalkeepers, perfection. Defensive displays, unreal. Goals, opportunities, we wanted more of it, but we got just enough to keep us entertained. The referee, forgetting that there was even a yellow card in his pocket, loved every minute of that. And for it to go down to penalty kicks and see it finish the way it did do, I just think this was the game that was a gift that just kept on giving.
Yeah, I'm just going to put this out there. This is the best game the World Cup's produced so far. Every single thing you're talking about, it had passion, spirit, desire, but we even had blood. And I never want to see
multiple times.
But this
multiple
was a match for the first time.
Speak for yourself.
I know, well, you saw desire. You saw commitment. I mean, Bأnha, his head was bleeding. He wasn't going to come off that pitch. You have players like Saibadi. He's bleeding. He's not coming off the pitch. And this is what the World Cup's about, where it's total commitment. It's playing for your country, but it's also playing for your families and your entire just population that you represent. I loved every single about this in terms of the match, in terms of what we saw. People come to see stars of the World Cup, but mostly people come to be entertained. And this is the most entertaining match. I thought we had the most entertaining match when we had Austria versus Algeria. This is one better because you could feel the tension. You could feel the stakes with every single kick of the ball. With every tackle, with every save, you just felt like you couldn't turn your TV off.
Yeah, these are the late winners or equalizers that we've seen in this World Cup. So many goals in second half stoppage time. And, of course, tonight we see the equalizer from Issa Diop in the 91st minute after Morocco pushed and pushed and pushed. To be fair, I will talk about the Netherlands a bit more, but the goal that Cody Gakpo scores to open the scoring, an incredibly emotional moment for him. It's one of those that, unfortunately, will be forgotten that little bit as a result of their elimination. But let's talk a bit about the penalty shootout that we saw, because we saw 5 misses and 5 conversions from the 10 takes. And it's one of those where we see penalty kick shootouts in domestic cup competitions and in the Champions League as well. I think we saw with the 2 shootouts today, between we saw from Paraguay and Germany, and we saw in this match, there is just that different level of pressure. There's something about the weight of the country being on your shoulders. We have seen players miss wide when you would never expect them to miss wide. Incredible moments from both goalkeepers in the shootout. For Bruggen, who all of a sudden, he makes the save on the second one, but then it goes in off the back of his heel. And that's a huge moment now. It looms large in the game. There are these huge moments, but you can feel the weight of the pressure. Every kick feels so significant in the extra time period, but especially in the shootout, Lahoud.
Yeah, for me, it was just exceptional to see what Morocco was able to do in this game. And you and I were talking about it, where I think Moroccan football is onto something that the rest of Africa is playing catch-up in. But I think they've closed the gap significantly with the rest of the competition, specifically Europe. And when you look at their record against European competition, I'm going to put this out there. 11 of their last 14 World Cup matches have come against European teams. And you look at their last 6, they've won 4 of their last 6. So the gap is definitely closed, Europe. And this is now the new standard of African football. Morocco is the standard of African football, and it really showed. To see players and this new crop of generational talent like Ismail Saibadi to score that game-winning penalty kick. Obviously, Achraf Hakimi was part of that old guard that was at the 2022 World Cup. But players just all through the team. Neil Al-Ainawi, unfortunate that he misses the penalty, but he was outstanding. There's this sense of ambition about Moroccan football that I think we saw on the pitch today. And I think it is just one piece of the pie that we see overall in the sense of growing ambition in Africa. And I really said, when we started this show that African football is onto something, but Morocco's the guiding light. And I'm just so happy that their story continues, because you said that they could do something special.
Yeah.
You still think they can win the World Cup?
Yeah, let me break it down for you. Listen, this was obviously incredible. Koopmeiners came off the bench, obviously had a terrific impact in the game, and he was brilliant defensively, clearing every single cross, stepped up to take that first penalty kick, slotted it. You had El Ayounouye miss his penalty kick. Justin Cliver came off the bench, 113th minute, missed his penalty kick. Then we had Rahimi score his, Wout Weghorst scored his, Taibi scored his, Quinton Timber missed the target completely, absolutely shanked his one like Adam Hunt's drive on the 19th tee. Then we look at Hakimi's. Hakimi missed his penalty kick. Never saw that one coming.
Wide.
There's to your pressure that you're talking about, the immense amount of pressure. Guy's played in the biggest games in the world already. He's been in this occasion before and he missed his penalty kick. Somerville had his opportunity, missed his penalty kick, and then, of course, Saibari, who didn't have a great game, was the match winner, ripped off the shirt. Incredible performance. Listen, to answer your question, African football is smiling at this World Cup, and they deserve to smile. And I think Moroccan fans are unique, where they have already had a taste of success at the FIFA World Cup, being the first African side to make it to the semi-final. That's a tremendous achievement in 2022. And I think, of course, a little bit hurt about what happened in the African Cup of Nations, albeit it's been a bit controversial. This is experience now that has put this team into a position where, for the first time I've watched the Dutch in a knockout game, going up against a team that's not from South America or UEFA, and absolutely dominate the game. And I'm really proud to say that it's a team from Africa. And I think it's something we all have to really understand, that the game is changing now. The Netherlands were not the better team going into this game. They were not the favourite as far as I'm concerned. And they were not the better team during the game and throughout the game. They showed tremendous heart. They showed tremendous passion, tremendous quality, an amazing tactical display of defence. But Morocco always had a tendency to find an answer, and they never stopped running. There was something about the ability, and I feel like this passion that they have behind them, they're fighting for something. They're running for something. It's inevitable this Morocco side will go deep in this competition. It's inevitable that this Morocco side might just be the first team to win a FIFA World Cup. And why not now? Why not now? You've already gone through a tough team that doesn't lose in knockout stages, albeit they did lose to Argentina in the last penalty kick shootout. They found a way in Morocco. It's such a proud moment for them, their supporters, their people. The players out there have to hold their head high, as do the Netherlands. This was a game, an absolute game. I love this game. I love this
so many
game,
some of the comments are about what a day of football, what a great game, worthy of a final. How can you not be romantic about football? We see there on the screen. And it was such a brilliant game. But to Ian's point, Lahoud, I think the fascinating part of this from a Morocco standpoint is at the last World Cup, they make this great run to the semifinal. That manager sticks on Regragui, and he goes all the way to the Africa Cup of Nations. And the reason why he's let go is not only the fans, but the federation feel that there was another gear for them to hit if they changed up their style. If they decided, we're going to be the protagonist, we're going to attack the game. And that is exactly what this new manager, Mohamed Ouabi, who's come in, has done. He said, we're going to play as trying to be the better team, not the team trying to win the game in a different way. They went after the Netherlands, and then they won the game. How do you feel that the managerial change is now justified as a result of what we've seen?
I think Mohamed Ouabi is a reflection of the standard that Moroccan football actually is at. And full credit to Walid Regragui for what he did at the last World Cup. But let's be honest, he did it a different way, being pragmatic, sitting off the ball. And you would ask me about the midfield. The technical ability of this Moroccan midfield has just gone leaps and bounds and become so much better. And when you look at the top performers, you look at Neil El Ainaoui. I thought he was sensational.
Brilliant.
Azzedine Ounahi in the second half bossed the midfield. And people were talking about Frankie de Jong. Didn't see him for much of the second half. We have to give full credit. And I'm going to give you a little story on Mazraoui. He actually was born just outside Amsterdam. He was born in the same town as Matthijs de Ligt. He was overlooked and came through the Ajax Academy, and then his story moved forward. And so for a player like him, who was told that he was not good enough to play for the Dutch national team, he chose to represent the Moroccan national team. He was part of that recruitment process where the Moroccan Federation went and sought out different players of dual nationals. Players that they said, hey, if you want to be a star, if you want to be a part of something, we're building something special. But he's not the only one when you look through this roster. And you ask me about Mohamed Ouabi. You want to know what he said in his first ever press conference when they asked him, what's your ambition with this team? He said, I'm here to win the World Cup. When you ask, why not us? You have to have an ambitious manager to push the standard of what was done before. And you see it in the subs that he's made. It takes a lot of guts for a manager who's been there in the U20s, in the U23s, and now is the head coach of the Moroccan Federation, the head coach of Moroccan football. He has such a pulse on each and every single one of these players. And the player that I thought just crystallized everything Morocco is doing right now is Issa Diop. And Issa Diop has a fascinating story because he had an opportunity to represent Senegal. And he actually turned the Senegalese national team down because he said, you know what, I'm with the French under-20s. I'm going to be the next version of Le Bleu. And so that didn't work out. France said, you're not going to be one of us. So he made a promise that the next time he had an opportunity, he would go and represent Africa. Well, his mom is Moroccan, and it was Mohamed Ouabi who went and recruited him. Went to his house, knocked on the door, and said, hey, here's your chance of redemption. Come play for us. And here he is being a national hero. He's a player that Moroccans, they found very difficult to accept at first because they thought, hey, if he did that to Senegal, is he going to do that to us?
Also,
but look at what he's done.
First goal for Morocco came in this matchup. I mean, this was spectacular. Mazraoui, for me, was player of the match. Every single thing he did, the
tackle at the end from Somerville.
How do you go to the ground inside your own penalty area in stoppage time, in extra time? I mean, it's just mind-blowing what's happened, what we've just witnessed here. From a Morocco point of view, it's amazing that you see performers like that. And of course, there will always be what happened in the penalty kick shootout, right?
Yeah.
Bono, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, let's talk about him.
I kept saying it, though, Chris, that this guy's going to have something to say about it, and he kind of embarrassed me, albeit there was a couple of woodworks. I think there was 3 hit off the woodwork, and 1 went wide, which was clever. But the way he had his style, I don't know if I might have to show you it.
Yeah, please.
So basically, if you're facing, the goal's behind me, right? So basically, if the goalkeeper's about to step, he's moving. And he's staying upright when he's moving.
But he's not diving.
But he's not diving. He's not making it easy. He's staying upright and then actually held his hand up to make the important stop. Was it Somerville? I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, it was Somerville.
Somerville. Yep. And to me, his record is incredible already. He saves 27% for club and country, which is a ridiculous statistic in itself. But penalty kick shootouts, he always has a tendency to have some sort of an impact. And I think he deserves a ton of praise. You don't have to save them all. You just have to save the most important one that gives your team a chance to win. And that's what a goalkeeper will do in a penalty kick shootout. I hate that we're kind of seeing a loser in this game because both nations need to hold their head incredibly high. They just give us a reason to celebrate the game even more so.
And you look at Bono, every player in the starting 11, their age starts with a 2. Except for Bono in goal. He is the one experienced player that's been there, done that, and seems to come up big in these penalty shootouts.
Yeah, you go back to the World Cup, I think it was against Spain, where he had 2 saves, right? And we had talked in the lineup about difference makers. And I said the one person that probably most people don't think about when it comes to knockout competition is Yassine Bono. And he's such a difference maker for me because when you get to the business end of knockout competition, whether it be the Champions League, Europa League, or the biggest of them yet, the World Cup, I'm a big believer that World Cups are decided by goalkeepers. Today, it was decided by 2 goalkeepers. But Yassine Bono knew when to step up, and he always does. He's done it for Sevilla, he's done it for Morocco, and there's a big reason why, right now, he's the best goalkeeper in Africa. In my opinion, he's the best goalkeeper probably in African history.
Wow.
And I back that by what he's done.
That's a statement.
At the club level, what he's doing with Morocco, he's a big part of why they made history in 2022. And he will continue to be part of why they could build on that history and probably go win a World Cup.
So up next for Morocco then is a matchup against Canada. We're talking about Youssouf Bono. He was actually born in Montreal.
Montreal boy.
And so he will take on the nation of his birth in the next round. Have to be honest, if you're Canada, for as much as you're overwhelmed by what you saw from Morocco, those lads have to be exhausted. They just went 120 minutes, blow for blow, with one of the best teams in the world.
Did they slow down for 120 minutes?
No, that is true.
That's
that is
my
true.
worry.
They kept running at full
worry.
speed for the full duration of the game. That'll be a great matchup in the last 16. We look forward to that one. Talk plenty about Morocco there. We got to focus on the Netherlands going out. That's next here on the Golazo Network.